Welcome to our homestead. Welcome inside of our solar room. Is home residential solar still worth it in 2026 with all the changes? Let's talk about why I think it is. Let's go. To start off, I absolutely think solar systems for your home are still worth it in 2026, even with the big changes that have happened in the solar industry. I do think there are some challenges out there right now, both within the DIY industry and with residential solar companies that install them on your homes. But I think you can overcome any small challenges with no problem, and let's talk about what those are. Okay, let's talk about the first thing and probably the biggest, and that is the residential solar tax credit is no more. That program was sunset at the end of 2025. Interestingly though, the solar tax credit for installation companies, solar finance companies, remains in place until 2027. But there are some stipulations to that. One is that they purchase equipment to put on your home that has 40% of its components from countries that are not FEOC countries. And FEOC just means foreign entity of concern, i.e. basically China. But I'll talk about in a second how China is getting around that. Now, these companies may or may not pass that savings along to you, and they are probably not passing any of that savings along to you. We'll talk about why that is in a minute. And I want you to remember that that tax credit for the homeowner, that 30%, was really not a dollar-to-dollar comparison. What it allowed you to do, if you owed taxes, and if you owed taxes only, was to reduce that tax burden by 30% of what you spent on your system. So say you spent 18 grand on your system, it would allow you to lower your tax burden by $6,000. It's not a dollar-to-dollar, it never was a dollar-to-dollar refund. And there are channels out there making videos in the past few weeks in 2026 that still do not understand this. They are misrepresenting how much their systems really cost them because they don't understand that aspect. And this is only one of the reasons why I highly recommend to you to DIY your own system and to support companies that support DIYers like myself, like EG4, Signature Solar, Santan, and so on. We try to help out the DIYer here on our channel. We have almost 100 videos on how to install your own solar systems. You can click on that playlist up here. We've installed a lot of different types of equipment and brands of equipment here on our property. And we are always looking for new things to test out to see if there's something better out there. We've got some equipment rated for exterior applications, some for interior applications as you just saw. And we even have smaller systems like this that we show you how to build in outbuildings on our property. We've shown how to put together many different types of panel racks, including this one here by Integra Rack, which is one of the easiest ones you will ever put together, and different form factors of different batteries that really help the DIYer fit things into small spaces, or in our case, fit them outside so we don't have to put them in our home. If you're interested in any one of these pieces of equipment, we've got them listed in the description below the video, along with our coupon code. If you click on that link, head to Signature Solar, you can check those out. Now, in addition to the tax credit being rolled back, other challenges are, since it was rolled back, you might have a longer payback period for your solar system. It all depends on how you calculate it and where you start. So, in my opinion, for DIYers, it's good to start small with something like this 6000 XP. That way, as you save more money, maybe 6 months later or a year later, you can get more components to scale them up. So maybe one of these won't run your whole house to begin with, but 6 months later, maybe a year later, you'll have 2 or 3 of them that will do the job with no problem. Or if you are able to start off bigger, you can do that with something like this 12,000 XP or the FlexBoss 21 that I have outside. My favorite type of system still though is multiple smaller inverters in parallel with one another. And that's because if one fails, you have a redundancy in your system. Okay, that was kind of a challenge and a pro mixed in together. Another one that I've already mentioned is that companies are not reducing their prices currently. Across the board, prices are still at the same level as they were after the tariffs were threatened and prices rose a little bit. Some have come back down to the levels they were before, but they have not dropped below that. Now, with that being said, there are some things happening in the market that have shifted things. There is some cheaper equipment out there, but it will only be cheaper right now. And that is because those countries that were deemed foreign entities of concern dumped a lot of their pre-made solar equipment on the market. They already shipped it to American warehouses or all around the world. So once those inventories run low, the new equipment coming out is subject to all of the new rules. China has partially gotten through that by making and shipping equipment through Vietnam and a few other countries. You know, honestly, I can see both sides. There are good and bad aspects to this. One bad thing is that you can get a lot of cheap garbage on Amazon and think you're getting a quality system. I do not recommend you do that. If you are seriously strapped for cash, think about this. If you buy those cheap pieces of equipment off Amazon and they go bad and they have zero support for them, what are you going to do? You're out all that money when you could have saved just a little bit longer and gotten a quality piece of equipment like this EG4 6000 XP that has US-based support. That's why I recommend going with equipment and companies that have strong support here in the USA. And they have long-standing reputations like Outback or Victron. Okay, a few pros for DIYing your own solar and not being afraid of the solar market in 2026. One of those is electricity prices, grid prices across the country are still rising. I compared state averages from 2017 to 2026. You're going to be stunned by a few of these states. In 2017, the average electricity cost per kilowatt hour in Texas was 11 cents. Today, it's 16 cents. But that pales in comparison to places like California. In 2017, the average price per kilowatt hour in California was 14 cents. Today, it's 34 cents. That's like a 150% increase. That is absolutely astronomical and out of control. States like Pennsylvania were up 10 to 15% in just 2025 alone. New Jersey was up 17 to 20% in just 2025. Part of that is still because we have a very old grid. We have aging components everywhere, and we've got power outages all the time. This is not fear-mongering. You can go do the research yourself. But in addition to that older system, where the capacity has pretty much stayed the same over the last few decades, we have increased demand. Increased demand because we have more electrical equipment in our house, and we have larger houses. And any of the infrastructure band-aids that power companies are doing for their systems out there, they're of course pushing that off to the customer. 3 more pros for DIYing your own solar system is 1, you know what you have. You built it yourself, you know how to maintain it. 2 is that the components, if you get good quality components, are going to last you upwards of 30 years. I talked about panel degradation in another video, and it is not as much as you think over time. And newer batteries like this EG4 314 amp hour wall mount battery are rated for upwards of 10,000 cycles. Depending on the size of your home and your system, that can mean decades of use with no degradation at all, or hardly any. And lastly, if you did want to find less expensive equipment out there that is maybe directly from China, off of Amazon, whatever, you are not subject to that 40% domestic made content that solar installers are going to be bound by. Personally, I would want to pay a little bit more for American jobs. And I'm willing to do that with no problem. If that means I need to wait a little bit longer to buy a few more panels that are made here in the USA because I need to save a little bit more money, I don't have a problem with that. Okay friends, here's one of the last ones, and it is a big one. Somebody recently made a video that stated that they thought the DIY support structure out there, DIY solar support structure, was diminishing a lot and that it could completely disappear. I 100% disagree with that. I think it's only getting stronger. The number of people making videos out there on how to put together your own solar systems is only growing. I have tried my hardest to put all practical information into these videos, going step by step so that you can do it yourself. And I have full confidence if you do your research and if you study just a little bit, anybody can put together a system. And I am very happy to help do that. I've helped a lot of people so far. I have conversations on email all the time. I meet people at homesteading conferences and have helped them through their system build. You can always email me at the channel email address if you have any questions. Additionally, there are forums out there where you can go ask other people questions. The DIY Solar Forum is a great one, and I've been on there for years. But also, really important, companies like Signature Solar are doubling down on their DIY support. Recently, there was an interview with one of the guys high up at Signature Solar who said, "This was our bread and butter when we started, the DIY solar community, and we are not giving up on them. We are actually putting more resources toward them." If you didn't know, you could call Signature Solar. They have a design center. They will help walk you through the design of your system. And they also have US-based tech support for their subsidiary equipment like the EG4 equipment. You are not going to find that with very many companies at all. There are other companies out there that are great in the DIY space, like Renview, Santan, Sunwatts, etc., and companies like Outback. If you've heard of Outback, they've been an American-based, American-manufactured solar company for a very long time. They have a great stellar reputation in the off-grid community. And if you didn't know, a parent company of Signature Solar, EAI, or Energy Access Innovations, purchased Outback last year. You'll notice on Outback's website, all of their phone numbers are still based in Washington, which is where their headquarters was. But now their address has changed to Commerce, Texas, near Signature Solar. Okay friends, residential solar is not dead in 2026, and DIY is going to be where it's at. There are many people out there like myself who are willing to help and willing to talk about products that are good quality that you can install yourself. And just to give you a heads up, I've literally had 100 different Chinese battery and inverter companies contact me over the past few years wanting me to test and look at their equipment. Once I looked at most of the specs on their equipment, I turned them down. I am though constantly looking for new brands and new equipment and new types of equipment to test out and show you how to install on your home. I think something that's really cool that should be coming out pretty soon are high voltage pieces of equipment. This is all 48 volt, but we're looking at 72 volt and above. That's going to help people save on wire size, reducing the cost on the wire purchased for your project. Okay, again, if you're interested in any of this equipment, go watch our videos, and we also have that coupon code for you available below. Let me know if you have any questions. Now go check out this video right here, which is the installation of this 12,000 XP off-grid inverter. Have a beautiful, blessed day. We'll see you next time. Bye.